Welcome! Today, we're jumping into what I think is one of the most powerful parts of Kim Scott's radical candor. We're talking about leading through influence and clarity, not by just commanding and controlling. It's really about creating an environment where your team wants to take ownership because they get the why, not just the what. So, let's dive right in. Let's start with a question that every single leader faces at some point. How do you find that sweet spot between controlling every little detail and being so hands-off that your team feels like there's just adrift? It really is a constant tightrope walk, isn't it?
And here are those two extremes we're all trying to avoid. On one side, you've got micromanagement, right? It dictates every detail and absolutely suffocates any sense of ownership or creativity. And on the other side, you have abdication, where there's no guidance at all, and that just leads to chaos and people feeling totally abandoned. Neither of these gets you where you need to go.
So, what's the solution? Well, Kim Scott offers this really powerful idea that lands right in the middle of those two extremes. It's a total shift in how you think about leadership.
And this is it right here, the core idea. Your job isn't to be a taskmaster, just handing out a to-do list. No, your real job is to guide decisions by creating a shared purpose, by giving people the context they need to think for themselves and solve problems.
Okay, so that sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? Well, this isn't just some vague philosophy. There's a real framework for it, a 7-step cycle for getting stuff done in a way that's collaborative and, most importantly, empowering. Now, just look at how this GST cycle completely flips the leader's role. You're not directing anymore, you're facilitating. It starts with listening, not telling. And I think what's so powerful here is step 3. You are actively making space for debate before a decision is made. Your job is to support the execution, not dictate it. This whole cycle is basically the engine that drives true empowerment.
And this right here, this is the ultimate goal of that whole get stuff done cycle. Your value as a leader isn't in controlling every move your team makes. It's in creating the clarity that allows them to move forward with real confidence and autonomy.
Okay, so let's get tactical. Let's dive into the practical toolkit. How can you give that clarity and context without feeling like you're losing control of the results?
Just look at the difference in language on this slide. A command-driven leader says, "Do this by Friday." But a context-driven leader says something like, "Here's why this matters. What do you think is the best way to deliver it?" See that little change? It's an invitation for your team to figure out the how, and that's what builds ownership and, honestly, usually gets you better, more innovative solutions.
This idea of inspiring a shared vision, it's just everything. It's at the heart of context-driven leadership. Because when people are truly motivated by a shared desire for the destination, they don't need to be told how to gather the wood. They'll figure it out.
So let's get even more concrete. This toolkit is designed to help you empower your team while making sure everyone stays aligned. We're going to break down a couple of the most powerful techniques you can start using pretty much immediately.
I love this example. Look at the difference. Make this slide deck, well, that's just a task, a checkbox. But defining the outcome, we need a presentation that convinces leadership this feature solves X problem. That's a mission. It invites creativity, it demands critical thinking, and it gives them true ownership of the final result.
This is such a simple switch, but it's incredibly powerful. Asking questions like this transfers ownership directly to the person doing the work. It makes them think through the problem, create their own plan, and really commit to it instead of just passively following your instructions. All right, let's look at a fantastic model Kim Scott actually used when she was at Google. It's designed to speed up trust and, maybe more importantly, kill the kind of internal politics that can grind everything to a halt. The debate to decide model is so good because it creates this really clear separation between the debate phase and the decision phase. You actually encourage disagreement, so all the best ideas get out on the table. But, and this part is crucial, once that decision is made, everyone commits to it. This makes sure the best ideas win, not just the ideas from the loudest person in the room.
All right, now it's your turn. It's time to take all these powerful ideas and actually turn them into action with a simple but really effective little experiment.
So here's my challenge to you. Try a context, not control week. For one whole week, just make a conscious effort to lead only with context. Explain the why behind every single project and request, and really resist that urge to dictate the what or the how.
And here's your playbook. It's 5 simple steps. First, pick a project. Second, explain the goal and the why behind it. 3, ask them for their plan. Don't give them one. 4, support them with questions, not orders. And finally, number 5, reflect on the results. If you repeat this every week, you will build this amazing habit of autonomous accountability in your team.
And that's really what this all comes down to, isn't it? True leadership happens when you are no longer the bottleneck. Your goal isn't to control tasks, it's to be a creator of talent, to build an environment where your team can move forward with confidence and do truly remarkable work, even when you're not in the room.